This episode of Cognitive Dissonance is brought to you by our patrons. You fucking rock. Be advised that this show is not for children, the faint of heart, or the easily offended. The explicit tag is there for a reason. Welcome to Toaster Shakins 2020, the best and worst of cognitive dissonance over the last year. We realize this year has been really difficult for a lot of people, and we hope that this episode is a tiny bright spot. So here it is. This clip comes from episode 511, Super Bowl Crotch Shot, released on February 17th.
I think we ought to go sit down in the courtroom and present this as evidence. And how?
What he's got called up is some Bible verses.
So yeah, let's. Tom, why don't you read 2 through 6 because that's all that's available to us.
All right. And Jesus called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. I think maybe those priests are taking this a little too literally. All right. Okay.
And said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me.
Well, that sounds dirty. I don't know.
Does.
Anyway,
totally
the last
does.
one.
But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that, in italics for no reason, he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
What? Jeez. That came out of nowhere, Jesus, King of Peace, taking a fucking, dropping a motherfucker with cement shoes and shit. Jesus was OG, man.
Right?
Fucking A.
It's a nice converted little kid you got here. It'd be a shame if something happened to him. You
like
know what
someone were to drown him for a little bit and then not drown him and then drown him and then not drown him and then drown him and then not drown him. Yeah, first off, this means literally nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
what it means is that if a child converts to love Jesus and then you offend him, you should be killed for offending a child.
Hopefully the child's like the kid from the Twilight Zone. He could just wish you into the cornfield so you don't have to get drowned by the neck.
Just if you take offense, you offended a child.
Yeah.
Who cares? They're kids. They don't even have feelings.
And sometimes they just get offended for no reason.
Right.
Yeah. Because they're fickle.
Yeah. Kids get offended because they didn't get their way right now.
Yeah.
They could be getting their way in a little while.
And a moment the other night where I was at Benny's and I have these moments a lot where I wipe the fake sweat off my head and say, thank goodness I'm not a parent. But I was in Benny's. This guy's got his 2 kids and they're 2 little, very small children. And one of them is throwing the biggest tantrum in the world because he can't sit in the other seat because there's 2 kids. So one of them wants to sit in the other seat. And he's throwing the biggest tantrum in the world. And his dad is very calmly trying to tell him, you got to calm down. That's where you said you wanted to sit. And you've got to make a decision. And you made the decision to sit there. And the kid's, I want to sit in the back. And he's screaming. And it was really funny. And so I'm trying to look at bourbons, but I can't because this fucking guy is hogging the whole goddamn aisle with him and his brood screaming at each other. I can't fucking walk past them. But at one point, I see the dad yelp and double over. And he stands up and he says, you just kicked me in the penis. And he made the kid apologize for kicking him in the penis.
You say you're sorry to my penis.
The kid's going, I'm sorry, I kicked your penis. And he said, you just hit me right in the penis. And he's yelling. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. I was like, where am I? What is happening in the world right now?
I thought you were at a liquor store.
Oh, God, it's so strange. Who has that conversation? Who has a loud yelly fight with their kid about who kicked who in the penis in the bourbon aisle? What the fuck?
That is more of a tequila conversation.
It really is. Like, I understand having that conversation around the box wine. That makes sense.
That is a light beer conversation, right? That's like over by the Keystone. You know what would be great? Is if the kinds of fights that people had happened in the right section of the liquor store.
Exactly.
Like over by the Natty Light, it's just like somebody beating his wife.
He He's just standing there with his sister wife, and she's pregnant. Yeah. Half shirt on.
Whoever is keeping me from getting into the kingdom of heaven. Could I go into a courtroom and say, viewing what you put on that screen put me in danger of hellfire?
Turn it off, you fucking idiot. Jesus, the moment you see a titty, turn it off. The moment you see whatever, turn it off. No, it's not like you were stuck. It's not like there was a fucking ray that came out of like a tractor beam that held you in position to watch it. Turn the shit off the moment you see Shakira shake one hip. All it takes is one hip shake.
You're not even lying right now. I love too that his God is mad at him for watching something he didn't intend to watch.
Yeah.
You're fucked anyway, man. How the fuck are you going to get through an entire lifetime not accidentally seeing something?
Yeah, you've got to have glasses that show you the world with a 7-second delay.
Right.
That automatically go dark the moment you would see anything that you would input would be offensive.
Right.
So the world has to be on a 7-second delay for you. So there's a censor moment in there where you can stop it. That's the kind of world you have to watch if you want to be one of the 144 Jehovah Witnesses that make it to the place in the sky.
You get all the way to heaven and God's like, well, you accidentally saw a titty, so burn in hell.
Here's what I did. I made 7 billion titties. That's on you. I made 7 billion titties, populated, I sprinkled them all over the whole world. Sprinkled them. I done sprinkled them. And guess what? You saw a titty. That's on you, boy.
I didn't mean to see the titty.
That's on you, boy.
I didn't mean to see the titty.
Yeah, no. You might have even seen a ball sack, too.
I did see the ball sack.
I made 3.5 billion ball sacks.
Nobody likes ball sacks. They shouldn't even count.
It has 7 billion balls, but there's only 3.5 billion ball sacks.
See, I did the math like I did the serpent heads and the crowns. It's not 1-to-1 now.
It's not a 1-to-1 ratio. I don't do that.
I don't count all that good. I'm not going to lie. Production line ain't so hot.
There's 3.5 billion snatches out there. You might have seen a pubic region. You fuck, boy.
Could the court say, Roger, that doesn't apply here? That doesn't apply here because
Yes.
Yeah. Unless you got God to come down and say your damages are hell.
God's accountant comes down. Yeah, no, that Super Bowl show put, let me see, there was 15 million people in hell.
Yeah.
I mean, they won't experience it now. They'll experience it in the future, but that definitely put them in hell.
And some insurance adjusters okay, and our table says that one trip to hell is worth 11,000, carry the 4. All right, it's a little more than an eye, a little less than a toe.
Pornography, the right to porn overrides your right to watch it. Yeah, but you didn't tell me I was going to watch it. You just brought it into my living room. You didn't tell me.
And I couldn't turn it off like all the other porn in my house. It's just there. And I'm just, and I can't stop.
Martha, come over here and jerk me off. I'm watching porn.
If I do it myself, it's gay.
You don't want your husband to be gay, do you? Jerk me off. Of course I'm going to keep watching the porn. I can't stop. It's on, isn't it? It has to stay on. What an asshole.
So stupid.
Jesus Christ.
God.
Yeah, what a fool. Oh, my God. Such an idiot.
You didn't tell me there were going to be crotch shots. You said, well, you should know better. You should know better because it's J-Lo and whoever that was. You should know. She's
some other Mexican or whatever.
And whoever that was.
Whoever that Mexican was.
crotch between her legs.
What was she? Mexican? Moroccan? A Mex-Rockican? What was she?
All I know is she's pink inside.
Martha, I need you to jerk me off again. I'm thinking about Shakira. He spent his whole life getting awkward hand jobs by his wife.
He's just standing next to her while she's cooking and she's jerking him off.
God, the Dave Toppenmeyer channel is just a bored and ignored hand job.
Oh, fuck.
All day.
It's like the first Breaking Bad episode, actually. Remember that?
Is there a bored hand job in that one? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think the show starts off like he's in bed and his wife is jerking him off while reading her book. Like,
Jesus Christ,
she's like, you relax, this is just for you or something.
Oh.
And he's just like looking around like, what the fuck is wrong with my life?
I quit. Yeah, at that point, uninstall, because you need to reinstall everything.
At that point, like cancer, you're just like,
I'm good. Yeah, I'll ride this out. Yeah. I'm riding this one out.
He's an expert in crotch shots. You already know that, no?
Hold on, Tom. Did we miss something? We missed something.
I love him so much.
What did he say?
He's so worked up.
He's so worked up. Let's hear what he said.
Because it's J-Lo and whoever that was. You should know she's an expert in crotch shots. You already know that, no? I protect my eyes. I didn't know that about her.
So you knew it, but you knew it 5 seconds into the show. You knew it at least from the first crotch shot, right?
She's an expert at crotch. Do you think she's running the camera?
Yeah.
Do you think she's telling the cameraman, okay, zoom in on my... First of all, I guarantee nobody zoomed in on just her crotch.
I wouldn't mind it, but I don't think they did. Yeah.
Like, that would be a really weird thing to do. For the camera guy. Like Jumbotron vision just...
And then they just say, Joe, you're fired.
Yeah.
We're not doing this again, Joe. Last year you zoomed in on...
That's the third time.
Last year you zoomed in on Maroon 5's pelvic bones. And we're not going to have this again this year.
I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. Why don't we sue? Is it not discriminatory for me to say, I love watching the NFL. I want to watch the Super Bowl, but I don't want to watch that. If they bring that into my house, is that not discriminatory? Right?
No,
what are you talking about?
Do you not understand what discriminatory even means?
Yeah, who is discriminating against you and on what basis?
Here's the first thing you should do. Watch the Kitten Bowl halftime show on the Puppy Bowl, because they do a Kitten Bowl halftime show. You can watch pussy and not feel weird about it.
He would still jerk me off anyway, Martha.
Get in here. I don't care what pussy's on the screen. You signed the contract.
There's like 14 pussies naked on
and they're all young, tight pussies. Look at the hairless pussy in the corner.
That's some modern pussy. That's what
it's all oiled up. Shooting around out there. Get in there. Was that cat Brazilian?
This clip comes from episode 514, Modest Needs Update, released on March 9th.
Christian mother tries defending her guide to hitting kids. Here's something she says in the guide, quote, "It has to hurt." So I think the best thing to do is to read some of the things from her guide here, right?
So this one is this first one is in reference to, I guess, her beating someone for 4 straight hours.
We had to spank, she wrote spark, but we had to spark her kids.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you put one of those emery boards on their ass, and then you smack a match against it, it'll spark it.
She just sparking a lighter against him for 4 hours.
She comes in, she's, Timmy, you've been very bad. And she pulls out the jumper cables and clips one on his ear.
She just Marie Kondo, the parent. She's like, you don't spark joy. She donates him.
She vacuum seals the kid and throws him away.
She folds him very neatly.
Very neatly first. And then thanks him. Then puts him in the garbage. Did you watch that show?
I've watched all of them.
I turned it off after the first episode.
Really?
I literally couldn't do it. I hate that woman. I cannot. She like fucking talks to clothes. That's why, Tom. She's crazy, Tom. That's why I hate her. It's real easy. She's insane. She's a crazy person. Thank you, close. Fuck you, you're nuts. You're a psycho. And like all the people, she walks in and she says, no, your clothes are unhappy. And I'm like, you're a crazy person. Get out of my house. I turned it off. I couldn't turn it off fast enough.
I love it.
Oh, I hated her so much.
it.
I could not stand her. I was like, no, you people, all you people. And the thing is it's a nutcase, and then everybody's nodding. And I'm thinking, what are you nodding about? She's a crazy person.
I don't know if she really believes she's talking to the clothes or if it's just a metaphor for like a way to release your attachment to
apologist.
things.
You're an apologist.
I am.
You're a Marie Kondo apologist.
I like her.
She's a psychopath.
I like getting rid of stuff.
I do too.
I love the idea of like having less stuff.
I don't need a little Asian to make me get rid of stuff.
I know, right? Yeah.
I get and shit all the time. We give away all kinds of stuff all the time.
We actually went through a few weeks ago, maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago. We called it Marie Kondoing, and we're doing like room by room. We did our kitchen.
Yeah.
And like we got rid of 8 or 9 big boxes.
Sure. Yeah.
Full of stuff I like. I was just like, I like this. And I'm like, I haven't used it in 3 years.
Yeah.
But
I don't like it that much.
I don't, I actually don't need this.
Yeah.
And like,
I do the same thing.
we got rid. So it's a nice, I understand the impulse for the process and I appreciate like that minimalism as a lifestyle. And I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
So like, I have to be reminded sometimes to like, I'll give you a great example. The other day I was at the grocery store and they had like, they had Guinness Blonde and they were samples, right? So I sampled it and I actually liked it and I was shocked. So I was like,
I've never tried it.
Oh, really good. It's kind of citrusy. And I was like, I'll grab it, but not like actually citrusy, just citrus coming from the, anyway. So I grabbed a 6-pack. I was like, if you're buying it, you get like a glass and we'll etch your name on this like pint glass. And instinctively I reached out for it, right? And then I was like, I don't need a pint glass.
I'll throw it away.
You're going to hand it to me. I'm going to put it in my kitchen cabinet. I'm going to have it for 6 years. And then, it's going to move with me 3 times in my life. Yeah. And I'm going to pack it very carefully so I can put it in a different cabinet.
Yeah. And never look at it.
And never use it.
Never look at it.
So I was like, I don't actually need that shit.
Yeah.
Like, but I just, my whole life, I'm just like reflectively reaching for things people offer.
Yeah, because they give it to you.
Right.
Sure, makes sense.
Somebody offered me a flashlight at a seminar I was at the other day. I had to give a seminar. There was giveaways. Like, do you want one of our giveaways? And I reached out for this cheap plastic flashlight. And I was just like, I don't need that at all.
What do I need it for?
Like I slapped my own hand.
You're going to throw it away later.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So we had to spank each of our children for around 4 hours one time. It's all it took. And then they knew that they weren't the boss and they were to obey us.
Could you imagine beating it? I mean, at that point, you might as well just ship them off to Guantanamo Bay.
4 hours.
Yeah. I mean, that's enhanced interrogation right there.
Right?
That's what that is. Why not waterboard them for one? Save yourself 3 hours.
God damn, 4 hour beating. Like at some point you're like taking a rest.
Yeah.
You're like, your hand hurts.
Sure.
You're just like sweating. Yeah. It's like hour 2.5.
Have you ever had to, like when you have guests coming over and you clean your whole house and it takes an hour and a half or something and you're tired after that?
Right.
Could you imagine beating someone for 4 straight hours?
4 hours. 4 hours. Everybody's, look, there's nothing fun at 4 hours. Like, I don't care how fucking Kama Sutra you want to get on anything. Nothing is fun at 4 hours.
Exactly. And what kind of vendetta did you have against this child? Right. What could they have possibly done that warranted 4 hours of beatings? What, did they kill your mom? Right. What the fuck did they do?
I spent your retirement fund and killed a baby. Like,
they could be doing fucking crystal meth hits off the fucking back of the babysitter's ass. Still won't beat him for 4 straight hours. The fuck are you talking about?
This clip comes from episode 520, N95 Pants, released on April 20th.
This story comes from The Independent.
A different Independent, though.
This is different Independent, not a reputable one. Independent.ng.
So
I don't know anything about
this story. Also was did find it on a science-based news one too. I did find another version of this. That's not it's not as cheeky as this one is, though. You should just read this one.
I just want to. Yeah, that's why I grabbed this one. Actually, cheeky. Coronavirus can spread through farts. Report. The deadly coronavirus could be spreading through
silent
farts.
But deadly coronavirus.
You're just crop dusting like fucking Typhoid Mary. You're just.
Oh god.
Oh, that's right. I had nothing but fucking kimchi for a week just to.
Every elevator, you kill everyone in the elevator every time.
Oh my God. The deadly coronavirus could be spreading through farts, according to doctors, but farts are unlikely to transmit the virus, provided pants are worn.
Yeah, as long as they're N95 pants, you're fine.
I read that. I was like, well, first of all, based on that last story, that's a big fucking if. Yeah. I'm just saying, provided pants are worn.
Yeah, well, and also, that makes me think I'm just going to wrap pants around my face to walk around. That's the case.
Tests carried out have shown that the virus was present in the feces of more than half of patients with COVID-19. They said more research needed to be done to rule out passing the disease on to people through omitting bodily gases. A doctor raised the issue on social media, highlighting work by Australian doctor Andy Tagg, which he called an enjoyable thread about whether farting can cause coronavirus. In his findings, Tagg cited tests carried out earlier this year, which showed 55% of patients with SARS-CoV-2 had it present in their poo.
In their poo.
In their poo. Well, SARS-CoV-2 can be detected in feces and has been detected in an asymptomatic individual up to 17 days post-exposure. The doctor added that previous tests have shown farts have the power to spray talcum powder long distances.
Okay, wait.
I have so many questions.
Wait. Okay, so there are some clinical trials that I want to be involved in. Of all the clinical trials I've ever heard of, this is the one I want to be involved in. This is the one I absolutely want. And I want to be involved in it on an aggressive way to win. Like, I want to win. Like, I don't want to just be like, yeah, you could get a thing. I want to know what everybody else's score was, and I want to measure up. That's what I want to do. That's my goal.
What? So just like logistically, how are you doing this study?
Worst clinical trial ever if you're the guy who has to test it.
Are you just like laying on your belly with like an asshole
I hope
dusted in talcum?
Oh, God, is that
or
how do you spend
getting
your Wednesdays?
Like a talcum enema? Like what? I just wanted, like, I seriously, like, just like, how are you working this out?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, standing? Are you bent over? Are you just like, everyone's like waiting with bated breath, and finally you have to turn to the scientist. You're like, hey, a washed ass never farts, dude.
Do you have to pull the ripcord when you'd go? Like, you know, like when you pull the ripcord and you fart, you have to do one of those. Like, somebody has to pull your finger.
Waiting, and you're just like, well, pull my finger and it'll work.
Somebody has to pull your finger in order to go. There's a dad there who just won't fart until somebody comes up and pulls his finger. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is it like a Mythbusters style high-speed camera of like this talc explosion from this fucking ass?
And how do they get it in? Does Carrie have to come over with a billows full of talc and put it in your ass? Like, how does that work?
Grant builds a fucking robot to do it because nobody
Here's an android farting, and some guy online is like, you found my kink. Jesus Christ.
There is somebody jerking off to talcum powder farts right now.
This clip comes from episode 523, Secular Survey, released on May 11th.
So this story comes from the Smoking Gun. And I found this story and I was like, no fucking way is this true. So I had to do like a little extra research before I would believe it. So I grabbed this from the Smoking Gun, and I grabbed it from the Smoking Gun because the Smoking Gun actually links directly to the police report. So it links directly to the police report. And I'm going to read the headline, and then I want to read directly a little bit from the police report. If you don't mind.
Sounds great, Tom.
If you don't
mind. Sounds fine. I'll humor you. Yeah.
Ohioan, 50, arrested after calling 911 to report that her pussy was ablaze.
You know, sometimes we cover the soft issues, but now we're covering the hard issues on this episode. So,
you know, it's good to think this highly of yourself. You know what I mean? When you're like, God damn, my pussy is on fire
this
today.
This thing is the fire. Let me tell you.
Damn, my pussy's smoking hot. Damn.
I will say, though, looking at this lady, you know her pussy fire smells like a Newport Light. You know it when just by looking at her. You know it.
I think a Newport Light is a step up. Her pussy smells like a fucking tire fire in a fish factory.
It smells like an unfiltered Chesterfield. Like he's just like...
This is amazing. This is like... This story reads like it's like a setup for like a bad porno.
Totally
like,
does. Like
really,
there's gonna be a pizza guy with a hole cut in a box coming to the door.
It's so great. So
pull
like
this sausage out of the box. Whatever will I do?
Right? Oh, pool boy. Yeah. Like it's like that kind of like cheese ball fucking setup.
Absolutely.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So this is from the actual police report. On the above date and time, dispatch received a phone call at approximately 22:01 hours from a phone number later traced back to Katrina Morgan. Katrina told dispatch, I already love this.
I love it so much because they're like, yeah, we traced their phone call because that's how phones work.
The other thing I love is like the amount of like technological resources and sophistication expended to find out whose pussy is on fire.
We have a complicated switchboard system to know.
Katrina told dispatch that she needed the fire department because, quote, her pussy was on fire. She then repeated the statement, and that she needs, quote, somebody to come put it out with their hose.
You know, here's the thing, Tom. All those firemen out there putting out their calendars every month, they brought this on themselves. It was how they were dressed. It was how you were dressed, firemen. You did this to you. You only have yourself to blame, firemen.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe you should have worn those overalls with no shirt like
being
that.
All hunky. Yeah, how dare you? How dare you?
How dare you be generally physically fit?
In this environment, fuck you guys.
Right? Like in America, in 2020, if you're not like cultivating like a dad bod on top of your dad bod.
No shit, right?
Like at this point, I'm made exclusively out of like pasta and brownies and a lack of fucking empathy and activity. I'm just like, I don't care. I'm just sitting like, ugh.
My whole lower half is just comfort food at this point. Yeah.
Oh God. My tears have gained weight.
So what did these guys do? Did they get into the Batmobile and come by?
No, like, well, then just to finish, she stated again that they needed to come out to put her pussy out because it is on fire.
That's fair.
Instead, they came out and arrested her ass.
Well, she probably called back first and asked if the refrigerator was running, though.
Do you have Prince Albert in a can? You better let him out.
You ever make prank calls when you're a kid?
Oh yeah, I had like the most like fucked up babysitters when I was a kid growing up.
Yeah.
Like my dad was a single dad and he worked, and like we were raised by a series of like tragically bad babysitters. Like
every babysitter is Lemony Snicket. They're just like
like stories I would not tell. Like it's tragically bad. You just
Sure.
like you look back and you're like, that was just abusive. Just tragically bad.
Is there any way I could snort meth off your kid's back? If it's weird, I won't do it. But you know,
right?
Yeah.
So it's just like it's so crazy the fucking babysitters we had. But yeah, we had one babysitter. No, we had two babysitters. One of them we were very young, who taught us how to make prank phone calls, and like then she started to make like really sexually inappropriate prank phone calls, and I was like 3rd or 4th grade.
Shut the fuck up for what now? How the
I know.
What?
Like she would, and like she would do this, and like we'd be on the other line, we'd be like laughing and like kind of barely understanding what was going on, and she would spend like huge chunks of the babysitting time just like making like really sexually inappropriate prank phone calls. And I thought it was great.
But then
so
when I look back at
it as an adult, I'm like, I was like 8. I'm like, that's not okay.
I'm so uncomfortable right now. Holy shit. Tom, I think you should be telling this to an abuse hotline. Like, what the fuck, man? So we made prank phone calls. Like my whole life, we made prank phone calls until they started doing the the Star 69 thing, which allows you to recall people, you know what I mean? So, or until, caller ID became a big thing. But I remember one time we were at a campground in the middle of nowhere, and we were all drunk as fuck, and there was a payphone. That tells you how long ago it was. There's a payphone there, and I remember one of the guys, Eric, who was with us, he called the police station and was trying to tell him that he saw the UFO, and he was using a really funny voice. And we were all just crying, laughing, and he'd hang up and they'd call back and they'd be like, he'd like pretend that they were the UFO people. It was so, cause they could call back cause they're the police, right? So they call back like, we know you're prank calling us. He's like, and he's making a funny voice, being like, I swear I saw a UFO, and he's like doing all this. And he just did it for like a half an hour, and finally, someone was like, they're going to send somebody out here eventually, so we need to, leave or whatever. We went back to our tent. But I remember just falling over laughing, just him on the phone with them. And you couldn't, the problem was you're on a payphone, so you couldn't hear what they were saying. You could only hear his reactions, but it was funny enough just with his reactions, so.
Yeah, prank phone calls were like, that's like part of the world that like we're just not going to grow up with anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. Like prank phone calls were like, they were like a defining feature of like my fucking misbegotten adolescence, And like,
before answering machines, you just answered the phone, right? So like before answering machines really were a thing, you answered the phone. Then once answering machines got in, then you started screening your calls, and then you got a pager, and that screens your calls for you, and then you got a cell phone, and that essentially screens your calls because you could see who's calling you. And now, if I don't recognize your number, I'm literally never picking up the phone.
Your voicemail, as long as I have ever known you, your voicemail has always been like, if I don't know this number, I'm not going to answer it. Leave me a message, punk, or some crazy, like super aggressive shit. It's so funny.
Because you get this fucking annoying people that send you messages that call you constantly. I have a spam blocker on my phone, and I still get calls from people who are like, hey, this is your heating company. We have a refund for your gas bill. My condo doesn't even have gas, right? I know. So my condo, I can't even get a gas anything in my condo, and they're telling me I have a gas refund. And it's like, you're an idiot. So I still get calls like that on my voicemail. So I know for sure I'm getting, I get these all the time. Oh, it's so frustrating.
The best feature is just being able to like, you get a number and you can just block it now. And it's just like,
that's super great.
When it just goes away.
Yeah,
it's like, that never happens again.
Super great. So did they catch this lady?
Of course they caught it. Yeah, they showed up at her fucking house, and they're just like, and they show up and she's fucking piss ass drunk with a bunch of other people. And you're just like, well, of course she was piss ass drunk. Like, she basically like, she fucking called the fire department with a "you up." That was like, she's like trying to, like, what did she
with
think?
Like an eggplant and a sploosh,
I love this. It's like this is like calling the fire department and sending them an unsolicited dick pic. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
They send a hose back. Yeah. What I love about this too is that the fire department was diligent enough to go out there just in case some stray cat was lit on fire. They're just like, just in case, we got to do the due diligence. There might be a cat in danger. Let's go. Yeah.
They just show up to find out that she's a ginger and like the curtains match the drapes, and you're just like, all right. Oh, look at that. She wasn't even lying. That thing is, look at it. It's like fucking Ron Weasley down there.
This clip comes from episode 525, Fatty Boom Batty, released on May 25th.
So this is just weird. This is from foodandwine.com. And I've actually seen this and versions of this in a couple of different places. Trying to support a local pizza joint just to make sure it isn't actually Chuck E. Cheese. So like, God. Here's the thing. Like, there are giant chain, and like in this case, like literally the worst chain possible. They're the lowest quality pizza. Can you actually think of a lower quality pizza than Chuck E. Cheese? My kids fucking love Cece's. So funny that you say that. My kids, that's our ordering pizza place of choice.
Shut up. No way. Really?
Yeah. It's so funny that you say that. Yeah, we order pizza from Cece's, and I love Cece's because I can order a pizza for both of the boys. Like all three boys eat pizza, right? And I do it frequently every other Friday. So I order pizza, and you can get 2 large pizzas from Cece's for like $11 or something. It's so cheap. It's like, you can't afford not to buy it. It's so fucking cheap. And it arrives, and the kids have no palate. So they have no idea that they're eating like cardboard and grease and ketchup.
That is
and like plumber's caulk.
I used to hang out. It's the worst, Tom.
It's so bad.
Every Tuesday night we game, right? So we're gaming. It's my gaming group. And they decide, we used to go to a restaurant before this, someone would come home and then because you're always waiting for somebody to get home to open a door so that you could go into somebody's house, right? So that's because we'd always congregate at somebody's house. And so beforehand, we used to get together at like 5 o'clock in the evening and we'd have dinner and then we'd go game for a couple hours and then we'd all leave. Well, we were doing it at this local restaurant in a town called Plainfield. And the restaurant was a Greasy Spoon, golden pancake or something it was called, something like that. Just one of those. Yeah. It's like a basic, very simple restaurant. And everybody was fine with it. And then one week somebody said, hey, let's try CC's next week. And I remember saying, I don't want to go to CC's because I'd never been to CC's before, but it did not look like a thing I wanted to do. And he said, look, it's like a buffet. It's everything you want. At least the one by there was a buffet, I guess. I guess they have a buffet there. I don't know. But it was a buffet. You paid, I think it was $5 and as much pizza you could eat. And so I show up next week and I got a piece of pizza.
Counting on that being
I got a piece
low.
of pizza. And I took one bite of it and I looked across the table at the guy who said, he's like, it's pretty good, right? And I said, no, this is the worst pizza I've ever eaten in my entire goddamn life. It was seriously worse than when I was growing up and there was like pizza in the cafeteria at school. It was worse than that. And that pizza, you're not sure was actually cooked in an oven. You think maybe it was always this warm. It's just like you're not sure if it was actually cooked at all.
It was warmed up in the armpit of a lunch lady.
Exactly. It's the worst. And that pizza was better. It had the little rabbit turd sausage on it back in the day. That's the worst. It's genuinely the worst. And I took a bite of this pizza and I said, I cannot believe how bad this pizza is. I am incredulous to how bad this pizza was. And the guy said, well, it's only $5. And I said, it's $5. That's overpaid. I was like, that's a full $5 overpaid for this pizza.
So here's the deal on the story. Like,
I got to read you a tweet. I got to read you a tweet before we move on. Chuck E. Cheese. I got to read you a tweet. This is my favorite tweet. This was about Chuck E. Cheese. Hi, welcome to Chuck E. Cheese. Everything is visibly dirty and our mascot is a rat. Eat some pizza near a sneezing child. If that isn't their fucking tagline, you have a giant rat. It's a giant rat. It's a rat, though. Like, nobody thought that through? Nobody was like, no, a mouse is bad for fucking food service industry?
Well, it's funny because I never have thought of Chuck E. Cheese. I always thought of the food as like an ancillary afterthought to the games.
Yeah.
And I've always thought of Chuck E. Cheese actually as like the child version of off the strip bad casinos in Vegas.
Oh, perfect. That's a perfect analogy. Absolutely.
It's like everything it's dirty fucking, one-armed bandits everywhere.
Absolutely.
That's it. It's where people like go to chain smoke and die.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Absolutely.
So I've always thought of like the food is like the consolation prize. Like you're there, you got to eat something. It may like they were going to force feed. The idea that somebody would order in Chuck E. Cheese literally has never occurred to me until like you start looking at Grubhub and like these other deliveries and you're like, you would order that on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like on purpose. You have other choices like going hungry tonight or like slamming your head in a fucking van door until you were rendered unconscious. Like you could do that or you could eat Chuck E. Cheese.
Jesus. Well, but the problem is that they tricked people. That's why this is crazy is because they called the name of the restaurant Pasquale's, I guess. Pasquale's. But it turns out like that's the rat's middle name or something. Like it's like Chuck E. Pasquale Cheese or something. And they're like, yeah, it's Pasquale's. And then they did a reverse search to find out because somebody was like, this pizza tastes like Chuck E. Cheese. It's the worst. I thought I was fucking paying for a local restaurant and it's fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
You open the box and start shitting yourself. You're like, that's Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, it's just full of those fucking gross balls with boogers on them in there or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? The fucking ball pit Jesus Christ. Nasty little fucks. Sneezing all over the place. God damn it.
This is happening more and more. I've seen a bunch of articles where like big chain businesses are not being patronized as much. And so they're putting themselves up on these delivery services as different business
Fuck
names.
that though. That's bullshit. You know, I don't want to fucking, if I want to get like support a local business, I want to order from, you know, like Henry VIII's delicious sandwiches, and I don't want to find out it's fucking Burger King. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's a total bullshit, sneaky ass way to like prey on people's better instincts to support the little guy.
Yeah.
It's a really fucking kind of shitty, evil thing to do. And then when it's all over, the worst part is you ended up with Chuck E. Cheese's pizza that you paid actual money for.
This clip comes from episode 529, Momentum, released on June 22nd.
Oh, God. Can we play the clip? Because it's fucking solid gold what this guy is saying. It's amazing. So this story comes from WKRN.com. Police, 58-year-old arrested on child porn charges after purchasing and eating soiled underwear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah.
Why would you?
How you doing, buddy?
Why would you paste this into the fucking notes? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Jesus Christ.
Here's why. Because, like, this police captain or whatever that is talking about this is absolutely solid gold because he absolutely cannot believe what has happened on his day at the work today.
Let's listen. Yeah, admittedly, this is one of those work days that goes down in the annals of history for sure. Here we go.
He's 58 years of age. His name is Jose Araiza. We charged him with distributing child porn and attempting to purchase child porn. Well, here's the news flash. You look at this guy, Jose. You know what else he was doing online? He was purchasing soiled underwear.
Jesus.
Did you hear me?
He's so appalled.
Did you hear what I said? There's a market out there. You can go online, and if you're a deviant,
this has nothing to do with
and
the
you're
charges.
into soiled underwear, and you know what all kinds of things get in soiled underwear, right? Sometimes you think you're passing gas, and you're not. You can't trust a fart when you're over 60.
This is at a press conference. This is at this press conference.
Wait.
He is basically standing there being like, we've all shat our pants, right, guys?
Not if you're in Switzerland or whatever the fuck we talked about earlier. Right? They'd find the shit out of you over there. Are you kidding me?
There's somebody out there who's just like, oh, I'm going to sell that one. What are you doing over there? It stinks. I'm just making some money.
Oh,
yeah, that's the scent of us getting rich,
Jesus
babe.
Christ. This is the most disgusting story I've ever heard in my entire life.
The best thing has nothing to do with this guy's criminal activity. It's just this guy is so fucking appalled by it. He just can't even believe it.
He can't stop himself from talking about it. He's like, no, I'm really grossed up by this. I need to share this with you. It's nasty as shit. Let me tell you something.
He seriously was like, oh, man, call a press conference. David, get the press here.
Now, is he talking about, so he's just talking about soiled underwear in general. They're not talking about like child underwear.
It literally has nothing to do, it doesn't appear, from the child porn. And he spends like no time on the child porn thing. And he's just like, I can't even believe what else this guy was up to, which isn't even illegal. Right. He's just grossed out. And he has a whole press conference to tell America that he's grossed out.
I want to see if there's any more. Give me a sec.
This guy will buy it. He was buying these things and ingesting them. Did you hear me? He was munching on them. This guy's got a problem. I don't know if he realizes it or not, but the rest of the world does. Why do I do that? Well, you'd think it was for some levity. It's not for levity. I want you to understand what deviants these people really are. He's married. He's got 2 adult children. He was an IT specialist in communication for Lockheed Martin with a master's degree from Florida International University.
What are they teaching these
a culinary
kids?
degree from Fruit of the Loom.
What are they teaching these kids in college nowadays? Goddamn liberal arts colleges.
This clip comes from episode 532, Vulgarity for Charity 2019, Part 7, released on July 13th.
Kanye didn't just announce, like, that he was running for president on July 4th, by the way. Fucking Justice Baller. He was interviewed. And my God, this interview. I just got to run through some of these questions, Cecil, with you. And,
sure,
and kinda,
yeah. No, absolutely, yeah.
You know, and I thought about this actually prior to our record because it's only fair. During the primaries, we gave plenty of time to go through candidate by candidate and kind of do a little breakdown of what that candidate stood for to really act, I think, as a public service for our listeners. So I think this interview...
How many fucking Grammys does Biden have? That's what I'm asking. That's a fucking hard-hitting question I'm asking.
All I want in the whole world... I mean, obviously, Kanye is not going to become president. But when he doesn't... Wait a second.
I know,
I'm sorry.
You said the same thing about Trump.
I know. I don't even know why I said that. But what I want more than anything is whoever is standing there at Inauguration Day, I want Kanye to run up and be like, I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to let you finish.
He's trying to swear him in, and he won't let him talk. Right. He takes the mic away from Roberts. It's like, no, I'll let you finish. I'm going to let you finish that oath in a minute, but I just want to say that Scalia was the best Supreme Court justice ever. Scalia.
That would be the greatest. That would be the greatest 2020 moment of all time.
Jesus Christ.
That would be awesome.
He's married to Kardashians,
Kim
right?
Kardashian. Yep.
Yeah. That would be a hilarious inauguration. That would be so good. It would be so good, dude. Oh. She's sitting there making duck face and taking selfies in the back.
She's Instagramming the whole thing.
Like, what else do you do? Like, that's what, Melania is a real model, like an actual runway model. But Kim Kardashian and the rest of them, they're Instagram influencers. They're selfie people. Right. You know what I mean? So they may have a selfie stick with them shooting away.
Like, somebody goes to take her picture. She's like, no. I'm the expert on taking pictures of me. I take a picture of me. Look,
okay.
I've made a whole...
lips out, camera up. There we go. We're good.
It's like I have made a multi-million-dollar career out of taking pictures of myself. Man. More fucking power to them, though. I got to tell you, more fucking power to them. I
don't want to disagree. I don't want to say... I don't want
more money taking pictures of themselves than I'm going to make working my whole life.
So we actually did a citation needed episode in an upcoming episode. I don't want to reveal what we did, but we talk a little bit about Instagram influencers in it. And I watched a documentary with her in it, and the amount of money that she makes, Kendall Jenner, I think, makes post off of fucking, per post is like $250,000.
$250,000 just to post one thing. If that's not fucking winning, I don't know what winning means. No,
I don't get me wrong. I'm envious.
Yeah,
I say these things out of envy. Oh. It's not to try to attack them, because like they clearly know how to market themselves and sell to people way better than I ever could.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? They're so good at it.
$250,000 for 10 minutes worth of work. Tops.
You know how long a citation needed episode takes me? Motherfucker. God damn it. Why couldn't I have been pretty?
I know. God, am I not pretty though?
God, I wish I were pretty. Let me tell you.
All right, so we got to go through Kanye. I don't want to give him short shrift. All right, so
absolutely,
on his natural political party.
Good for you, Tom. Good for you.
Here we go.
You are fair and balanced.
That's what they say about me. On his natural political party, I would run as a Now, okay, real quick. This will start off not being utterly insane, just improbable. And as we go through, there's clearly going to be a tonal shift on his MAGA hat moment. One of the main reasons I wore the red hat as a protest to the segregation of votes in the black community. Also, other than the fact that I like Trump hotels and the saxophones in the lobby.
likes smooth jazz. He likes to come by and get like, he likes to be serenaded. You can't hate a guy for that. He just likes a Trump Hotel for the saxophones.
Saxophone.
Look, I like the Westin because of what they play in the elevator. That's how I choose hotels. I'm literally 100%. I don't care about the bed. I don't care about the service. I don't care if you could spit in my fucking mouth at the check-in desk. I don't even care. If you have bad elevator music, I'll never be back. I'm checking out. I'm never coming back.
I love that he chose a political side. And like the other thing to remember as we go through this is that remember that Kanye is a darling of the right. Like the right has absolutely embraced and they held him up as an example. And like, he's like, yeah, I wore that hat because I like your hotel. Not like your views. Not I support your policies and politics. It's like, I like your hotels.
We should each, Tom.
Yeah.
We should each get hats for our favorite hotels.
Oh, we should.
Like our favorite hotel.
I already have one. It's a
Shane's,
MAGA hat.
I'm gonna get a Paris Hilton hat. Oh man.
On discussions on race with the White House. One time I talked to Jared Kushner, who was saying, we don't have black leaders, we have hustlers. Why? Because they killed all the black leaders.
What?
And I love this aside. Requests for comment from the White House and the Kushner companies last night were not immediately returned.
You think you gotta wonder? Do they when Kanye comes in? Do you think they get a little street with him? Do you think that they?
Jared's trying that shit.
Do you think
it'd be so weird and awkward?
Do you think Jared is just he's just being like so? He's just committing microaggression after microaggression after microaggression. He can't stop himself. He's just over and over and over again. Like he's communicating with Kanye in such a cringy way that you just can't, you almost can't look away. That would be my favorite shit. Someone needs to make, SNL needs to make that. That would be so good.
I would never stop watching that. On Democrats, that is a form of racism and white supremacy and white control to say that all black people need to be Democrat and to assume that me running is me splitting the vote. All of that information is being charged up on social media platforms by Democrats. And Democrats used to tell me, the same Democrats have threatened me. The reason why this is the first day I registered to vote is because I was scared.
Wait, no, hold on. No. You cannot continue.
Yeah.
No, you can.
Okay.
No, you cannot continue.
We'll pause.
You cannot continue. He wasn't registered to vote
never
until
voted
the day
in his life.
until he did this article, Tom?
Yeah, until he declared. Yes.
He figured they would fact check him. What is happening right now?
He's just like, vote for me. I'm giving it a shot. He's never fucking voted.
He didn't even vote for Trump
He has
in the last
never
election?
voted in his life. Never vote. He is running for president and has never once engaged the democratic process, even as a citizen participant. And he was running for president.
I'm just fine at this point with the COVID.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I know,
you know what?
right?
Just come on in. You know what? You can fucking crinkle up my toes like crinkle cuts or whatever you do. You can fucking infect all the fucking blood vessels in my heart. You know, whatever you want to do. You do what you got to do to me. Take me, coronavirus. I'm ready. I'm ready now.
The reason why this is the first day I registered to vote is because I was scared. I was told that if I voted on Trump, my music career would be over. I was threatened into being...
Well, wear his fucking hat. You don't have to vote for him.
Yeah.
You're already fucking advertising for him. Your one vote is worthless in comparison to you putting that hat on one single time.
Yeah. Also, like, nobody has to know that you voted or who you voted for.
Right.
Like, you're not wearing a camera at all times that you have to turn on. You know you're holding that camera, right?
We don't scream it like the Hunger Games when we walk out of the booth. Like we just fucking you just vote and then you walk home and you go home and nobody knew what happened.
I love this next line. I was threatened into being in one party. You weren't in any party. You never voted.
Yeah, right.
What are you talking about?
You pieced out of the party. What are you talking about?
I was threatened as a black man into the Democratic Party, which you were never in.
You didn't vote. And the thing is, it's like you could be a Democrat and never vote, and you're not a Democrat.
I was threatened as a celebrity into being one party. I was threatened as a black man into the Democratic Party. And that's what the Democrats are doing emotionally to my people, threatening him to the point where this white man can tell a black man, if you don't vote for me, you're not black.
That is something that Biden said.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's something that Biden said.
That's not totally devoid of that whole, let me just say, like that whole screed, when you take out the nonsense, is not devoid of all merit, right? There is a de facto assumption on the side of the Democratic establishment that they can count on the black vote. Now, I do think and they probably take it for granted. I do think that the reality is that in all of recent memory, they have been able to count on the black vote. So historically, that's borne out by the facts of what happens.
And look at what happened with Biden.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there was a guy who had no traction in 2 states that were majority white voters.
Right.
He had no traction whatsoever. He got face fucked in those states.
Yep.
But the moment he started going to places where there was a large Democratic minority vote, he won hands down.
Yep. Crushed.
So there's a huge support for Biden on the other side by black voters.
Yep.
And it's borne out in all the data.
Yep.
So
on how the race will be decided. So here's what he says on how the race will be decided, Cecil. Let's see if the appointing is at 2020 or if it's 2024, because God appoints the president. If I win in 2020, then it was God's appointment. If I win in 2024, then that was God's appointment. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's keep going. Let's get to power through this, buddy.
He had me in the first half, admittedly.
Right?
He had me in the first half,
All right,
admittedly.
On the coronavirus cure, we pray. We pray for the freedom. It's all about God. We need to stop doing things that make God mad. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Once I turned old enough to touch myself, I've been making God mad a lot.
On vaccines. It's so many of our children that are being vaccinated and paralyzed. And so when they say the way we're going to fix COVID is with vaccine, I'm extremely cautious. That's the mark of the beast. They want to put chips inside of us.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus
They want to
Christ.
do all kinds of things to make it where we can't cross the gates of heaven. I'm sorry when I say they, the humans that have the devil inside them. And the saddest thing is that we won't all make it to heaven, that there'll be some of us that don't make it. Next question.
Do you think while this guy is interviewing him, he's just thinking, I shouldn't be torturing this mentally ill person like this?
I don't know, because like he is not well. I'm deciding to run for president. It's when I was being offered the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Awards at MTV. You know, so many stories about when I decided to run for president begin with that same line.
Oh, man.
I remember being at my mom's house, my mother-in-law, because my house was being worked on. She calls me son. I call her mom. I was in the shower thinking, yeah, there you go, Cecil. Just a little bit of color, a little bit of insight into Kanye's world, buddy.
Nice.
You got a peek behind the curtain. I was in the shower thinking, I write raps in the shower. It hit me to say, you're going to run for president. And this I love. And I started laughing hysterically. I was like, this is the best. I'm going to go out there and they're going to think I'm going to do these songs and do this for entertainment, how rigged award shows are, and then say I'm going to run for president. And I just laughed in the shower. I don't know for how long, but that's the moment it hit me. He's a crazy person, hysterically laughing in the shower. Like for such a long period of time, he doesn't, like time isn't working anymore properly.
Oh, man.
This is happening, buddy.
This is a Forbes article. This is a Forbes article.
Yeah.
They sent a real reporter to talk to him. This is not.
Yeah. This is actually crazier than the rent is too damn high guy.
Right.
The rent is too damn high. He had a point. The rent's really high.
This is crazier than the guy who lived in his buddy's basement with the leather hat.
On his foreign policy. I haven't developed it yet. I'm focused on protecting America first with our great military. Let's focus on ourselves first.
Get out of here. Get out of here. How do you focus on yourself during a global pandemic, you idiots?
All right, you're going to lead a nation in an international crisis. What are your thoughts on international issues? I don't have a lot, but I do know I'm going to use the military is what he just said. What would you use the military for if not part of your foreign policy? All right, see, so one more, just to give you some flavor here, because I think this is great. on the Wakanda management model. Here's what he said about this, Cecil. A lot of the Africans do not like the movie Black Panther and representation of themselves in Wakanda, but I'm going to use the framework of Wakanda right now because it's the best explanation of what our design group is going to feel like in the White House. That's a positive idea. You got Kanye West. Remember, Kanye West is speaking right now.
He's talking about
Kanye West
in the third person. He's Bob Doling himself.
Yeah. You got Kanye West, one of the most powerful humans. I'm not saying the most because we got a lot of alien level superpowers and it's only collectively that we can set it free.
What's happening, man?
Let's get back to Wakanda. Like in the movie, in Wakanda, when the king went to visit that lead scientist, they have the shoes wrap around her shoes. Running for president, guys.
Wait a second, read that one more time.
I got you, buddy.
I got it. I need to know that I got it.
All right.
No, because this is like Tom. Like I understood his foreign policy. I understood his foreign policy, but here I'm a little shaky on this.
I can rewind. I got you. I'm here for you.
Sure.
Cecil, I'm here for you, buddy. Yeah. All right. Let's get back to Wakanda.
Okay, yeah.
Like in the movie, in Wakanda, when the king went to visit that lead scientist to have the shoes wrap around her shoes. Just the amount of you're dying over there.
It's like she has regular shoes and then like high tops form over them and then they suddenly turn into snowshoes and then like transformer shoes. Eventually they're like big cars and she's trying to walk with giant cars on her feet. Oh God, I quit the show.
This clip comes from episode 539, Dress for the Job You Want, released on August 31st.
This story comes from Right Wing Watch. Trump world favorite persuader Scott Adams sees satanic coinkydinks in Biden campaign.
All right. Well, we're going to watch this video, and you can watch this video if you go to the show notes, but we're actually going to play the audio for you right now. So this is Scott Adams. This is the Dilbert creator, Scott Adams.
How about the name Joe Biden? Well, there's no 666.
Oh, God. Are we doing this?
Yeah, this
Joe
is great.
That's 3 letters.
Okay.
Biden is 5. So there's no symbolism.
This is amazing. You should do this with a pen and paper.
All right, so 3 and 5. I got to get a. I'm getting a pen.
Get a pen and paper. Yeah, I got one.
3 and 5. I got a 3.
All right,
and
you
I
have to do some drawing here.
Okay, I got a 3 and a 5.
All right, I got my pen.
When I look at that, I think 8 or 2. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay,
it's fine. It's fine.
Except I was looking at it a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know if you took the capital letter J?
Take the J.
Imagine the capital letter J in your mind.
I got it.
Yeah.
Now
J.
think of the next letter in Joe. It's an O. Now just move your mind the O to the left until it's on top of the J. It's a backward 6.
It looks like a little guy.
So that's the J and the O. They form a backward 6.
Backward 6. If you squeeze 2 letters together.
No, it forms an upside down question mark for me.
I'm not sure. So a backward 6 would look like this. I didn't get a backward 6 out of this either. I took my J, and then I took my O, and I don't think I put it in the right place.
I got it.
Oh, you know what you have to do? You have to nestle it. Okay, so take a J. I got it, Cecil. I got it. And then elongate I got you, buddy. I got you.
No, I'm not doing this.
And then you got to elongate the little thing going down. And then you got to nestle the O into the J and then turn it upside down and backwards. You have a 6.
It looks like, if I do it, it kind of looks like when you cast a hook in and the bait shifts. Yeah. That's what it looks like to me. So,
all right. So we're not reaching right now.
Okay,
but we have a 6. I think we legitimately have a 6.
This is a backward 6.
This is a 6.
It's a backward 6, so a 9.
Yeah. Okay. No, all right. Now you're wrecking his shit.
It's a backwards 9.
I have a 6 is what I believe. I want to believe.
All right.
This letter is the lowercase e.
Lowercase
what does
e.
a lowercase e look like if you turn it upside down?
Lowercase e.
Well, it looks like
an upside down lowercase e.
Looks like a. I don't know. Like an
A.
Now it looks a little like an upside down comma to me.
It looks like an A.
Yeah, right.
Here. Yeah. So if you do it, if you do it, it looks like an A. And then just keep
draw
going.
that little thing down there.
Kind of looks like a 2, maybe one of those quick 2s.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. No. All right. What does it look like?
An A or 2. That's
what does Dilbert think?
A2D2. That's what I'm going
It's like a 6. So you got the J and
Oh,
the
it
L
does
together.
not.
If you
yeah.
combine them, it looks like a backward 6. You've got the lowercase e that looks like an upside down 6, but that's just 2 sixes. Six.
Well, it's not even 2
anything,
sixes.
right?
To be fair, you built a 6
Admittedly.
out of 2 letters, and they're both
Yeah.
upside down and sideways and bumblefucked over.
Admittedly, if you take individual pieces of all these letters, you could probably paint a Satan picture
Right.
too. You know what I mean? Like I genuinely, yeah, you know, when you take something apart, you can make something new. No shit, dude. That's how taking things apart works.
I know.
Yeah,
It's like,
what the
so,
fuck?
okay, guys, did you know that if you buy a Batman Lego set and assemble it into a demon, you have a demon Lego set? Whoa!
It's so true, man. It's like, yeah, no shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's parts, and parts is parts.
But the next letter is capital B for Biden.
Okay, capital B.
And capital B is where you hide your 6. So even
You just hide
Wait,
one.
what?
Cecil, earlier in the video, when he said, I got you, buddy, I got you, because I
Okay,
watched the whole
thank you,
thing.
because we skipped a little bit.
Yeah, earlier in the video, he's talking about Biden's slogan, so which is like build better buildings or something. I forgot what BBB stands for.
Build better boobs.
Yeah, I forgot what it stands for. Oh, build back better, okay. Right? So
Smell
BBB.
woman's hair. Is that what it was? Is that what his slogan is?
And what Dilbert here says is that if you take
Dilbert, I like that you're calling him Dilbert.
if you take build back better and you ignore most of the letters, and then you do BBB, and now it's not the Better Business Bureau, but it's build back better.
What if it was BBC instead?
And then what a B is, Cecil, and I'm not even kidding.
Sure.
What he says a B
It's a
is
small insect?
is a secret 6. A small
it's a
insect.
secret 6.
It's a secret because you can hide a 6 inside a B. And if you think I'm making this up, let me read. I'm going to just read to you exactly what it says. If you were going to imagine 666 and you wanted to show it to people and disguise it at the same time, can you think of any letter that the numeral 6 would fit inside of completely? Only the capital B.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So you can hide a 6 inside a B. So a B is now a 6, even
But
though
it's
it's
a
also
B,
a 2.
though.
It's you, Cecil, should shut your whore mouth and let Dilbert do the talking.
Tom, you make a good point. I can see the argument.
This
What a
guy's so
fucking idiot.
bonkers.
Who's the fucking idiots in the world that look to this douchebag and they think, God, this guy's right on.
God, he really knows
Man,
what he's
he's
talking
right
about.
on.
Man.
Oh, he's right on.
I do
What
have
an-
too many pagers on my belt.
What fucking idiot.
JOEB is 666.
Hidden 6.
But then you say to
666.
yourself,
It gets
Scott,
crazier.
Scott, you can find a pattern in anything. How do you explain the rest of the word?
He calls
Biden?
himself out on this
Like,
shit.
you know, it's easy if you just cherry pick. If you just cherry pick, you can get that. But what is left of the word Biden if you take out?
I like
the
that he
B?
says that and does
It says
not say like why that's a bad.
Yeah,
He's just like,
he doesn't. He just admits that it's there. It's like, hey guys, there is an elephant in the room. Anyway,
I know, right? Let's all eat some of
as
its
I was
shit.
saying, as I was saying in my speech, pre-elephant in the room speech. Oh,
Fucking
it's so
unreal, isn't it?
amazing. Oh gosh.
that's where the 6 is hiding. What's left of the word Biden? Are you ready for this?
I am.
IDEN. IDEN. Identity.
What the fuck? What are you talking about?
So that if you only count some of the letters and you add on other letters that aren't there and you draw different shapes and then you find secret numbers hidden in different letters, the fucking what?
Oh God.
You know, if I take all the paint off my walls and use that to paint different things, I will have painted different things.
I used to think the Bible code was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
The Bible code is literally fucking manna from heaven in comparison to this. It's genuinely, it makes so much more sense. This is David Icke level crazy.
It is. It's absolutely off the walls, bananas crazy. It's so. My favorite is the J into a 6. I love the J into a 6.
What I hate about this whole timeline is that nobody has any good arguments anymore. There's plenty of good arguments for not Biden, right?
Right.
I'm sure there's plenty of good arguments out there that somebody could say, look, he was against this or he did this. And, there's plenty of ways that you could politically tell me, your choice for Biden might not be the best choice. I think that that's valid, and I'd listen to you. But when you're just like, no, his fucking name means bad, and you're just like, oh my God, you're a weirdo. What is wrong with you?
Biden all of a sudden is the devil. What I love is that, we didn't know that. Evidently, he's been the devil, the whole time.
And the whole time,
right?
The whole time he's trying to kill Obama and it's not working. Plus in the White House, it's like a sitcom where Biden is constantly trying to kill Obama so he can become. And that's the thing is, wasn't Obama Satan? Didn't we already go through this once before?
Yeah, Obama was Satan.
Oh no, he's not Satan. He's basil lip.
Yeah,
he's basil lip or whatever.
Yep.
Basil lips because he ate pesto earlier. This is such a stupid. It's so stupid. You already said the other guy was Satan. What was but
Hillary
somehow
was Satan
Biden
too.
was also
Hillary's a
Satan.
double Satan witch. No, she can't be Satan because Satan's got a penis. What she was who's the evil manifestation? Jezebel. Yep. Yeah, she's Jezebel.
God, I'm gonna kill myself because I know that.
Yep,
God,
I'm gonna kill you for knowing that.
This clip comes from episode 544, Chicken Swinging Sin Transfer Weekend, released on October 5th.
This story comes from somersetlive.co.uk. And I grabbed this story because last week we talked about how the whales were just done with humanity. The whales are attacking the boats, and now the polar bears are attacking our helicopters. Nature has just decided it is straight up going after us. It's fucking done. Soon, Cecil, the trees will make us all commit suicide.
the trees from the forest cities that we have? Is that what's going to happen?
A helicopter assembled by Leonardo Helicopters, which I think is fucking great, by the way.
Leonardo Helicopter? What? Leonardo Helicopter. You can damage it, but its heart goes on.
Oh,
so
that's good. They should have Leonardo's Ornithopters, actually. That would be even better. A helicopter assembled
The reason why you can fly a Leonardo Helicopter is because you're the aviator. That's why.
Leonardo Helicopters, they dump you after you turn 25. Wait, no, that's
Wasn't attacked by a bear. It was attacked by a wolf of Wall Street. That makes sense. Okay.
So this thing is assembled by Leonardo Helicopter. Has been attacked by a polar bear in Canada. The Canadians apologized briefly to the polar bear after the attack. The CH-149 cormorant.
Sorry. Game on.
Sorry there. We didn't mean to put our helicopter there near your bear family, eh?
Sorry.
The CH-149 cormorant helicopter was left damaged by the curious animal after the incident in Quebec. The Royal Canadian Air Force has confirmed. Staff on training exercise left the aircraft parked at the remote Sagluk Airport near to the Labrador Sea.
Crushed it.
Which fetches the other seas.
Yeah.
And returned to find huge muddy paw prints across the outside of the helicopter, and a side window had been pushed into the aircraft by the animal, and other minor damage had been caused.
Did they call it a bad boy? You're a bad boy. You're a bad boy. They go up to it and they're like, you better wipe your paws off before you touch this again. I got to wipe your paws off every time you come in from the rain. Every single time.
Oh, God. You can't fucking park a helicopter anywhere without just getting attacked by a polar bear, eaten by a leopard seal.
This poor bear comes floating in, emaciated on its iceberg that's floating. Just sees the helicopter. It's like, I'm so hungry. I have to eat something.
Who just leaves the wrapper? Why would somebody just leave a wrapper out here? There's not even.
It's like eating the outside of a fucking TV dinner. You know what I mean? You're just trying. It's like I can't even get in this thing.
It's like drinking all the milk and putting the container back in the fridge. Like it's just a dick move. You're gonna leave a helicopter without any people in it? What's a fucking hungry polar bear supposed to do?
This clip comes from episode 549, 70 Million Terrible Votes, released on November 9th.
Florida man was mauled by a leopard from CNN after paying $150 for a full contact experience.
I kind of feel like that's been our last 4 years that we paid for the full contact experience, and we thought, maybe this is a bad idea. Did you see this guy's face?
I did not. No, is he all
scroll
mangalized?
down? It's just a big giant bandage. I don't know. I can't see his face.
He looks like H.G. Wells, the Invisible Man.
He looks like when you comically slam your thumb in a door and you wrap it with a bandage. That's what he looks like. Yeah, he looks like a thumb bandage. That's what he looks like.
To be entirely fair, he did get exactly what a full contact experience with a leopard is. That is what a full contact experience. This would be like getting in a cage and having a full contact experience with a UFC fight.
Yeah, sure, with John Jones or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay for that. Why on earth would you pay for that?
What did you expect? That's these people who cuddle snuggle incredibly dangerous wild animals.
Yeah.
And then they get attacked by incredibly dangerous wild animals. And you're like, well, I didn't see it coming when the tiger attacked me.
And the worst part is you can get attacked by a tiger for free. Like, you could just go somewhere and get attacked by a tiger, and it's free. The same thing with getting your ass kicked. You get your ass kicked for free, man. Like 100%. Someone will donate that shit to you. You don't have to pay them $150 for the pleasure of getting your ass kicked. You could just get your ass kicked. It's insane to me that this guy not only did he get fucking his face bitten off, but he also had to pay $150 for the pleasure.
You have to wonder if he got his $150 back or if the guy was like, no, man, that's full contact.
I hope he takes her to Judge Judy, and then she has to look at the contract on air. That's what I hope.
Well, that wraps it up for this Dumpster Fire Year's Toaster Shakins. We hope you've enjoyed it. See you next year. And now, the Skeptic's Creed.
Credulity is not a virtue. It's fortune cookie cutter, mommy issue, hypno-Babylon bullshit. Couched in scientician, double bubble, toil and trouble, pseudo quasi alternative, acupunctuating, pressurized, stereogram, pyramidal, free energy healing, watered downward spiral, brain deadpan sales pitch, late night info docutainment. Leo, Pisces, cancer cures, detox, reflex, foot massage, death in towers, tarot cards, psychic healing, crystal balls, Bigfoot, Yeti, aliens, churches, mosques and synagogues, temples, dragons, giant worms, Atlantis, dolphins, truthers, birthers, witches, wizards, vaccine nuts, shaman healers, evangelists, conspiracy, doublespeak, stigmata, nonsense. Expose your sides. Thrust your hands, bloody, evidential, conclusive. Doubt even this.
The opinions and views expressed in this show are that of the hosts only. Our poorly formed and expressed notions do not represent those of our wives, employers, friends, families, or of the local dairy council.